Ann?
Emily Witchman, item 4H.
All right, we're going to restart your time.
Okay, I'm speaking on the Courageous Principal Institute, and I've got several comments about this conference. First of all, it's poor planning on their part to schedule this when school is already in session for teachers. You know, we all know principals use this time to bring together staff, set goals and expectations for the school year. Here's what this company has written about the conference, called Courageous Principals, but by the way, it's a very outdated term used many, many years ago by a previous superintendent. This is a training detail as stated about the conference. They will deliver an immersive and a dynamic curriculum to offer K-12 teachers, offering accomplished facilitators experience in leadership and influence techniques. It's experiential problem-solving learning, leveraging real-life principal challenges, and expanded professional networking and team-building learning to share ideas and work together to develop collaborative strategies. First and foremost, the job of a principal is the instructional leader. I don't see any words like academic, educational, assessment techniques, or strategies. Instead, I see leadership and influence techniques and team-based listening, development, collaborative strategies, which that plan should have already been in place this coming year, for this year at the district level. I searched their website. They have a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting services. Their leaders are experienced in human capital, financial services, and insurance, workforce transformation, especially the global talent transformation. They talk about workforce, marketplace, and society, nothing about K-12 education. As an instructional leader, the principal needs to know the data from their school and what do they know about their students. I know superintendents who meet with principals 4 times a year to go over their stats, their scores, their programs, curricula, and plans for academic success and make adjustments as needed. As the instructional leaders, principals coach their teachers with the help they need, teaching skills and management, classroom management when necessary. Principals make sure their school plans continue to enrich, enhance academic success for all their students. Considering the low scores of Oceanside, I'm hoping principals will get the support and the skills and the vision to be those instructional leaders in their classrooms for academics and also the resilience for all their students in their classrooms. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Next speaker, Rose Higuera. She will be speaking on items 4D, 4G, 4I, 4J, and 4L.
So starting with 4D, it says, this memorandum of understanding is entered into and executed as of July 1st, 2022 by and between Rady Children's Hospital, San Diego Children's Outpatient Psychiatry, and Oceanside Unified School District with respect to the following matters. The parties to this desire to provide mental health services, including individual, collateral, family, and group psychotherapy services, medication support, case management, and rehab services under the early and periodic screening, diagnostic, and treatment. Funded mental health services and Medi-Cal eligible children and youth under the Mental Health Services Act. They're eligible for seriously emotionally disturbed children and youth as per MHSA target population criteria. And if you go down and you read that it's effective from July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2023, it says providers shall deliver services to children and youth who meet the eligibility criteria. So my concern is that we are getting into mental health and psychological services for our children. Last I checked, this was a school. So I don't know how we are now a mental health facility, a psychotherapist. This has no business in the schools. Our schools should be about reading, writing, math, bringing up those scores, which are terribly low. So that is my concern with this psychotherapy that you're trying to bring into our school system. You really don't have any business veering into something that belongs to the parents. All right, my next item is 4D. I'm sorry, that was 4D.
Are we starting the clock over?
Yes, for 4G. So Mercedes Love, you're the associate superintendent, and you signed off on $82,000 worth of quotes for STAR assessment and universal screening and progress monitoring for grades 8 through 12 in language arts and grades 8 through 11 in math. If you cut out the diversity, equity, and inclusion and the social emotional learning, you could really focus on teaching our kids what truly matters. I don't know why we're going to spend $82,000 on testing our kids. We already know their scores are very low in math, language, science. They're not prepared to graduate, and they're not ready for the competitive global society because we're throwing all this DEI and social emotional learning at them that which really doesn't have any place in school, in my opinion. All right, in regards to 4I, so I see that Gershon Havel, he is a UCSD math professor. You want to give him a 4-year contract to train our teachers in Math for America and pay him almost $73,000. I did a little research on this UCSD math professor, and he got very poor scores on Cengage online. It says that he was awful, that he was the rudest professor. In spite of making the efforts to email him your concerns, his replies never answer your questions, and additionally, he is least bothered to genuinely make you feel comfortable to talk to him one-on-one. He doesn't accommodate flexibility in exams. That's one person. Another one gave him a score of a 1 quality, 5 difficulty, and an awful. This person says, I took a summer class where his lectures were 3 hours of torture. He made it impossible to study in class, and I love math. And the third one, and this is just from me digging around on the internet, says he's awful. Quality 1, difficulty 4. Terrible professor, gave the class an average grade of D+ with a lower division math course. Horrible teaching, barely knows his stuff, nobody should ever take his class. So I don't know if you guys research these independent contractors and consultants or not, but just from me digging around a little bit, seems like that's a lot of money to spend on a UCSD math professor that has such low ratings. In regards to 4J, the non-public residential treatment facility in Devereaux, the Devereaux Foundation in Texas. So it looks like you're sending one special ed student. They are sent to this residential treatment facility with inclusive education program with intensive mental health services, behavior intervention, counseling, and taxpayer dollars are paying $1,001 a day in inclusive education program, $243 a day in speech and language, which is speech and language is $100 an hour, and occupational therapy is $100 an hour. So I'm a little concerned that we're sending one special needs, special ed student all the way to Texas. Where's the accountability in that? We don't know what's happening with this child, this minor, and what are these intensive mental health services? I think we need to have more accountability in that area. In regards to 4L, again, you have the Vista Community Clinic, behavioral health therapy. There's no liability for Oceanside Unified School District. So again, you guys are veering into psychology, psychotherapy, all of this stuff on our minor children, and you don't really have a right to be counseling our children. This is a school. We need to stick to teaching them academics, the Constitution, history, relevant things that are going to help them in life, balancing a budget, balancing a checkbook, you know, learning how to be tech savvy. And that is all for the force. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. sorry to kick you off, but we'll have our public comment.
We actually have two. The first speaker will be Victoria Mariani, and right after her, we'll have Katie Taylor.
Hi, on the topic of equity, I'm here to advocate for Pablo Talk and the Garrison San Luis Rey community, specifically the repeatedly delayed groundbreaking and the problematic plans to run the grotesque HVAC duct across the length of the NPR/audience space. I urge you to again, please use the funds from the sale of Garrison to revise the remodel plans of the Pablo Talk NPR. And a special thank you to Dr. Norman for your timely work on signage for Pablo Talk. It is refreshing to not be ignored by district leadership. Equity is not a cookie cutter ideal. And as we tell our students, fair isn't everybody getting the same thing. Fair is everybody getting what they need. Pablo Talk School of the Arts needs a thoughtfully designed and remodeled performance and audience space. Please either tuck the HVAC duct into the ceiling or tucked the HVAC duct into a soffit. Our scholars deserve a properly designed performance space. That would be true equity.
Thank you, Victoria.
Okay, good evening. Equity audit. Okay. The definition of equity is to make everyone the same, it appears in this presentation, which is impossible. You can't make everybody same, have the same. As much as the Marxists want us to just click our heels and believe, yes, it can be true. Why I'm so relieved, the school board and teachers have a plan to develop equity, help achieve the golden promise. All they have to do is help their students find out their true gender. Why waste time learning to read and math when there are bigger, more important equity goals? Based on the forms from the San Diego Unified School District, I'd like to read for you. School staff shall not disclose information that reveal a student's transgender status or gender nonconforming presentation to others. Therefore, given the sensitive nature of the information, when speaking with parents, guardians, and other staff members and third parties, school staff should not disclose a student's preferred name, pronouns, or other confidential information pertaining to the student's transgender or gender nonconforming status without the student's permission unless otherwise authorized. So the success of the plan, it's clear, just cut out the parents. They're in the way, they don't need to know. But then it hit me. I have no idea of the gender of our esteemed school board. How can we proceed as a team and help promote equity when I have no clue on your gender? I would certainly never judge your gender on your hairstyle or your clothes. Please enlighten us. Transgenders everywhere. The board is pressing students to dig deep and find their gender. You can lead the way. And I have the forms here for you that you can fill out, easy to follow, so we know who you are. And to show you what a team player I am, I'm going to start. Definition of a female, relating to or being the sex that has the capacity to bear young or produce eggs. Yep, that's me. I'm a female that bears children and produces eggs. Now, why don't you all tell us what your gender is? You're pressing kids on it, pressing them every day to try to find their gender. You tell us yours.
All right, my favorite time of the night. Item 11, public comments on non-agenda items. And we have, and 6 of them?
We have 8.
We
now.
now have 8.
Our first speaker will be Tiffany Ortega.
Just a friendly reminder. All right, before you go, Ms. Ortega, just a friendly reminder for the 7 other speakers as well. We have a total of 3 minutes per speaker. It's really hard for us to hear if you're clapping, cheering, making noise, and being disruptive. So if we could hear the speakers and give them their 3 minutes, that would be appreciated.
And before I start personal privilege, I just want to say, do you guys know that we have more than 2,000 years of experience in teaching in this room? So thank you, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing.
All right, go ahead.
Good evening. I am Tiffany Cooper Ortega, president of OTA. And while I was at CTA's President's Conference this summer, CTA's mission statement caught my eye. CTA exists to protect and promote the well-being of its members, to improve the conditions of teaching and learning, to advance the cause of free, universal, and quality public education for all students, to ensure that the human dignity and civil rights of all children, youth, and adults are protected, and to secure a more just, equitable, and democratic society. Wow. That mission statement is well-crafted, and people way smarter than me wrote that. It caused me to reflect on the progress that the association and the district has made together that address the very goals highlighted in the mission statement. So while there, I talked with many chapter presidents, and they shared their struggles in their district. Not that I am competitive, okay, I am, but the whole time I heard those stories from their district, I kept thinking, I know we're better than that. Some talked of district leadership that fails to recognize or appreciate them as not only labor partners, but partners in the profession, partners that should be consulted regarding curriculum, policy, direction, and here we are. We're better than that. Some spoke of struggles to connect with stakeholders in their community and of their burgeoning desire to explore the idea of community schools, and here we are. We're better than that. Some spoke of difficulties motivating and engaging their members, and here we are definitely better than that. Some leaders spoke of deteriorating workplace conditions and tenuous professional relationships that make it hard to attract new teachers and to retain their expert practitioners. And here we are better than that. Finally, some shared ideas and strategies, how they have to fight tooth and nail to convince their district that they deserve that cost of living increase included in the historically robust California budget, and here we are, and sincerely, I hope we are better than that. Witnessing these conversations solidified my belief that we are the best district in this state. We work with the most supportive community. Our students are simply amazing with all of the talent, intelligence, empathy, insight they possess, and our staff are among the best educators and support personnel in the state. Because following the path blazed by former association leadership, the tenacity of our members, and the collaboration of district leadership, we have made a commitment to work together to honor, leverage, and respect each other's expertise and experience in order to achieve a shared goal, to provide solid, quality instruction for all students in Oceanside. And honestly, it doesn't get better than that. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
The next three speakers will be Todd Madison, Chad Phillips, and Melissa Monroe.
All right,
Todd.
shall I start?
Yeah, sure, Todd.
Yes. Yes, Todd, you can.
Okay, thank you. So I haven't been here for a bit. I thought I'd stop by and say hi. Just happened by and saw something going on. But really, no, you don't get off that easy. Hey, guys. So tonight I'm here to talk about something, not something our board has done or is about to do, but something they have not done. First, the board has not returned this off-agenda comment at the beginning of the meeting. We've talked about that before. Despite board members saying how much they appreciate comment, which we appreciate, nothing has actually been done. So I would, again, ask that we put off-agenda comment back at the beginning where it belongs. We don't want to minimize public input, do we? Next up, the board has really done nothing to actually fix the financial mess that we're in. Despite the great news that we have tonight, nothing's been done except really watching. We've gotten very, very lucky indeed. We've had huge financial one-time money input and increases in LCFF funding, but that's not really anything but kicking the ultimate day of reckoning farther and farther out. It's not a plan we can count on forever. Projections still, as we saw, show large enrollment drops in the future. Hard decisions need to be made. Our board doesn't do that. Let's spend that money reducing class sizes. Let's increase starting teacher pay. Let's improve instructional material. Let's do the things that parents have said they want for so many years instead of, as we always see, increasing the pay and benefits of existing employees. So the board is good at making those easy decisions, succeeds making sure adults benefit from all that money. 2021 compensation numbers were just posted on Transparent California this morning. Median total compensation for administrators is now up to $166,789. For certificated employees, that's $127,142 per year. These are facts from data. Going back to what the board didn't do about the complete failure to press the district to make a plan for school reopening in 2020, ignoring parent wishes, and then delaying so incredibly long our kids lost most of a year of schooling. As we've seen in the stats, learning loss is tremendous, mental health issues have soared. We need a board that cares about what parents think, a board whose first priority is our kids. If you're watching these meetings and you're a person who sees problems and wants to fix them, how about joining that? Districts 1, 3, and 4 are up for election. The district website has maps. If you're not sure what you're in, go to the Board of Education section. We have a great candidate for District 1, Allie Minot, mom of young kids, co-director of the Parent Association, someone who's been at the tip of the spear getting our schools to reopen. She'll be seated in a few months behind that table when she wins. So she knows what's important to parents. So if you'd like to discuss that, email oceanside.usd@parentassociation.net. That's oceanside.usd@parentassociation.net. Thank you.
All right.
Chad Phillips.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here today to bring about awareness. I'm very concerned about the safety of my kids and the faculty at the schools here after the massacre last year in Texas. After it happened last year, I reached out to the principal, I reached out to the police department and several other people. The principal didn't give me help. The police department, there was a lady that called me back, gave me some good information. She said that there's a couple things. I asked if there was a program. Is there a setup? Is there something that's gonna happen? You know, do you guys have a plan? She said, yes, we do have a plan. We do have drills that can happen, but unfortunately Palmquist, where my kids go to school, weren't within that drill. Why, I don't know. Another thing that I asked her was, I just want some police presence by the school. Can we have, you know, drive-bys a few times a day? All I got back was, we're way understaffed. We asked the cops to drive by once in a while. We're way understaffed, we're way understaffed. Just to let you guys know. I don't really know what to do. I want to help. My personal opinion, I think there should be an armed guard at every single school to protect the kids and protect these. It's so basic. It's so very basic. If that doesn't happen, I don't know if there's a way that I can raise funds to provide this for our schools. And then if there's ways for the parents to get involved. You know, I work from home, I can go, I can walk around, I can do whatever I can. Pretty much I'm here just asking for help. I don't want anybody to forget what happened last year. It was devastating. All the parents are worried. Every parent I talk about is like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? How can we help? You know, I wanna get a group together. I don't know what we can do. I live right by the school. If there's any way something happens, there's something I can do, I wanna have that availability to help. I just wanna bring this up before the school year starts. And I wanna hear something. I wanna hear, hey, we got this new program for safety. We've got this, we got that. We have to do something. There has to be something done. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Alyssa Monroe.
Hi, I'm a teacher at North Terrace, and I'm here today because I'm actually really upset about the fact that we didn't have a say, and you guys were talking about that today, about how we don't get a say, or we want to hear our voices. Well, I'm here for that today. I felt like the furniture was forced upon us. We had no say, and I would have clearly said, I don't want the furniture because I had flexible furniture. What I really wanted is to have all that money that went to putting in that furniture to go to our playground. And Ms. Zaluski passed out all the pictures of our really deplorable state of playground that we have. So there's, out of all the items there's 9 structures. 5 are unsafe and 4 are just taking up space. Sorry, 5 are usable, the other 4 are just there taking up space. If you take a look at the pictures, you'll see that this playground is in a really bad state. Now, I'm not really quite sure why we weren't asked what we could do with these funds, because I know my colleagues here, they would have said, I don't need the furniture, I would like our playground to get fixed. Because we think of kids first, that's what we do. And we've been dealing with this playground for a very long time. I want to say it's been broken for about 4 years. So my question here and my voice to be heard is, why was our playground fixed? Why did the money go to furniture that I don't need? I already had flexible seating in my classroom. I had cubby spaces, and now I have to deal with this furniture. I don't even have room for it in my classroom. I have 6 shelves that don't fit into my class. So what am I supposed to do with that? I wish, if I had my wish, I could sell it and put that money toward fixing our playground. So we have a student that cannot use her arms. Now, she was in my class. She can't access any of the playground. All of the playground is climbing structures and swings, which you need your arms for. So she was going through with me and she was saying, you know, I said, what can you do on this playground? Let's look at what we can do for you. She said, there's no slide, there's no stairs. Do you know how disheartening it is to be a teacher and to tell a student, I'm sorry, you can't play on the playground? This isn't gonna work? She did a great job making it work, you know, playing with the kids as best as she could, but it was heartbreaking for me to watch. That could have been fixed with stairs and a slide. Yeah, I'm almost out of time. So the PTO moms came to you guys, or came to somebody from the district and said, we would like to fix the playground. This is how much money we've raised. The district said, no, you gotta raise $300,000 to fix this. That's not even attainable for us. That's why I'm upset about the furniture. That money could have been used to fix the furniture.
Thank you.
Next 3 speakers, Emily Richmond, Rose, and Patrick Higuera. Emily Richmond.
Teacher.
I urge the board to reinstate public comment at the beginning of the meeting, as it has been for decades. Your message to parents, the public, and the teachers is that you do not want to hear from them. You'll just as well have them get tired of waiting and waiting to address the board and leave. In the past practices, the OUSD school board meetings, before public comments started, the president instructed the public who spoke to wait to hear if the board has any direction to the staff about their concerns. Now, present practices for public comment is that the board president immediately adjourns the meetings after the last speaker, giving no chance for you board members to comment, give directions, to fully use your position, your authority, and your responsibility to the public who voiced their concerns, like the mother and the son who broke our hearts with their tragic story. Let me quote from the policy, from the board policy manual, board bylaw 9323, meeting conduct at board meetings, public participation at the board meetings, number 3. Without taking action, board members or district staff members may briefly respond to statements made or questions posed by the public about items not appearing on the agenda. Additionally, on their own initiative or response to questions posed by the public, board members or staff members may ask for clarifications, to make a brief announcement, or make a report about their own activities. Furthermore, board or board members may provide a reference to staff or other resources for factual information. Ask staff to report back to the board at subsequent meetings concerning any matter and address action directing staff to place a matter of business on the future board agenda. I urge you to move the public comment at the beginning of the meetings and instruct the public to wait for your comments and direction using your authority and your responsibility to the community and the taxpayers of Oceanside. Thank you.
Before we do go on, I would actually like to just make a quick comment on that. I do think we should return the board comments to the agenda at some point so that we can request items that should be on future agendas.
I also would like to request that we move the public comments to the beginning so that we can have more parent involvement. And I would love for you to actually listen to parents and the community. So I got a hold of the San Diego Unified Sex Education, and I hope that we are not teaching our kids these things. But I would like to know, I would like to see a copy of what we are teaching our students here. One of the questions is it okay to masturbate? What does semen taste like? How do gay people have sex? What is porn? Let's practice. Work within your table group. Read and practice answering questions out loud in their small group. As a group, select one challenging question to share with the largest group. So if you do a little research, you find out that this sex education is the organizations behind this curriculum are GLSEN. It is the leading national education organization focused on ensuring safe schools for all students, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity/expression. And Advocates for Youth. Advocates for Youth champions efforts that help young people make informed and responsible decisions about their reproductive and sexual health. Advocates believe it can best serve the field by advocating for a more positive and realistic approach to adolescent sexual health. Advocates for Youth envisions a society that views sexuality as normal and healthy and treats young people as a valuable resource. Wow. A resource for sex or what? And it says, as an intentionally K-12 organization, we understand the importance of beginning conversations about LGBTQ people and families in elementary school. So as a parent, I ask you why. This is emotional, mental, and psychological rape of young children. This has no place in the school. If you go on to read about this organization, it says a quality K-12 education is a fundamental right for every student. The Gleason Public Policy Office leads the development of safe and inclusive national, state, and local policies that create positive school climates for all students, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. So they seek to dismantle all identity-based oppressions, including but not limited to race, ethnicity, ability, so on and so forth. What they really mean to say is Gleason's aim is to dismantle a child's innocence and dismantle and destabilize nuclear families, which are the foundation of society. All right.
Even though we've already had someone to violate the Brown Act, I just want to say something. We are not San Diego Unified School District. We are Oceanside Unified School District. And yes, we have made
Eleanor.
drastic changes.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm only
We're-
following
I
presidents.
want
Thank
to
you.
make sure he gets his time.
Okay, thank you. So this is from niche.com. I'm going to throw some numbers at you guys. It says 698. This is from niche.com. School districts in California. Districts with the best teachers in California. OUSD rates out of 698, 550. Not very good. Best school district in San Diego area. This is the area. 17 districts were pulled. OUSD stands 13th out of 17th. Districts with the best teachers in San Diego County. 36 districts were pulled out of that. Out of 36, we are 29. Percentage of OUSD students proficiency in reading, 45% of OUSD, state average is 51. How about math? OUSD student proficiency in math percentage is 36%, state average is 40. What are you guys doing? You guys are in charge of these numbers. That's what we keep talking about. Get the scores up. And we've told you over and over, we've asked, not told, well, we've kind of told you, but we've asked over and over again, get the scores up. OUSD school district graduation rate, it's 87%, has dropped in the last 5 years. It was 89% 5 years ago and is steadily decreasing. School should be about reading, writing, arithmetic, U.S. history, U.S. Constitution. We do not have invisible borders, Mr. Joyce. You know, we're the United States of America. We do not have invisible borders. We want you to teach traditional family values. I think what the problem with OU people is you don't listen. You don't listen to the teachers. You don't listen to the parents. You don't listen. So, you know, you guys are like a fire alarm. You know, the fire alarm goes off and it makes me get out of my house to go and assess the issue. And what the problem is you guys are the roaring fire and need to be put out. So, you know, I'm pleading with parents. We need to run for these seats. We need to run for these seats, and we need to get Oceanside School District back to a respectable district for the kids. And I think, I'm gonna say one more thing before I go. That little boy that was here, that 5th grader, 10-year-old boy, had the heart of a lion, guts of a lion, to get up here and tell you people that he was being harassed and beat up. Not one of you, not a one, had an apology. And that's shameful, very shameful.
Next two speakers, Katie Taylor and Allison Mignon.
Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor.
Okay, I don't know if Cynthia Ortega is still here, but this comment is directed to her. She represents what the problem is in this school district.
Your comment's directed to us.
Okay, but she's a teacher, right?
But you direct
Okay,
your
I'm
comments
directing
to
to you. I hope Cynthia Ortega can hear me. The teachers, through the teachers' unions, have lost focus. Why, the gentleman who just read the stats, he's telling you what's wrong with Oceanside Unified School District, and it seems you don't care. What the teachers behind me and the teachers who walked out because they lost interest should care about is the graduation levels and the school scores, and Oceanside is pathetic. And I don't know why they're patting themselves on the back with those kind of school scores. The other thing I want to tell you, if you had any integrity, nobody, Stacy, Eric, nobody who's working for the California Teachers Association, nobody who's affiliated with the California Teachers Association, any teachers association, or a school teacher should sit on the school board. You are compromised. You cannot vote in the best interest of the schools or the school children because you're beholden not to them. You are beholden to teachers' unions, and you should never be allowed to sit on that board.
Hello. I hope to work with you all here in the near future. My name is Allison Mignon. I'm a wife and a mother of 2 in the Oceanside Unified School District, ages 9 and 12. And I am a parent. I am living proof of what is happening in this school district. I feel it at home, let me tell you. I hope to make change in this school district by hoping to ensure our school board is more open to parent and community discussions in the best interests of our students and families. To improve the quality of education by providing students with the right tools in reading, math, science, U.S. history, the arts, and please do not give up our sports such as surfing. I don't think so. I'd like to also help and push for the fiscal responsibility to assure that parents that OUSD will make their children's education their first priority. We know that you all have been in a deficit for several years, and you only have COVID funds to bring you up. Where did all those funds go? Again, I am a parent living in the past couple years advocating. I advocate and am also a founding member with the Parent Association. And I also work with Let Them Breathe and I'm a team member, volunteer. Recently went up to Sacramento, and let me tell you, I know firsthand, officially, sadly and scary, the dire straits of our education system in California. It is really, truly scary and sad. Makes me want to pull my children like that. But I'm going to fight for them, and I'm going to fight for the families of this district. I have a form here from the City of Oceanside Jobs Housing Balance Report, April 2021. One of the most important implications around the central importance of talent is that community amenities and attractiveness matter a great deal for Oceanside that offers both opportunities and challenges. As a strength, Oceanside is by far one of the most affordable communities along Southern California's coast, with a world-class beach system and revitalizing downtown with new hotels, restaurants, luxury apartments, either recently completed but Oceanside, the state of its lack of K through 12 schools, while many are high performing, Oceanside lags on many metrics when compared to districts like Carlsbad, San Marcos, Poway. And I mean, this is your city that wrote this. I can leave it for you if you'd like. This is in April of 2021.
Thank you, Allison. All right, that concludes public comment this evening. Meeting is adjourned at 7:52 p.m. Thank you.